Uh, these are words from the wise who knew workers and bosses. Understood before you took wins, you took losses. Hyundais and Mazdas before the Benz and Porsches. Learned you gotta play your hand, you can't forfeit. We think money, we don't think madness. We uplifting folks, we don't bring sadness. Heavy with the gems on the ring status. This is more than top shelf, this is king status.
Mic check, 1, 2. Welcome back to the King Status Podcast with me, your host, Mr. Morgan King. And if this is your first time, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we got another episode 52. And I'm here I got a special guest today, the barber, my personal barber as well, Derrick Brown at D Breezy Cuts. I'm gonna put the ad name at the bottom of the side. It may pop up right now, like there. So I'm like, but thank y'all for tuning in. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Good, bro.
How you feeling?
Good, man. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, it's right.
Blessed.
I wanted to just to start off, I wanted to thank everybody for tuning in once again. And I wanted to just give you all why I brought him on, why I feel like he should be on and all that. Like, we just met a business for one. And, I've been growing with this guy, and he been helping me a lot in many ways he don't even know yet. And I'm going to, speak on it today. But so far, man, how's it going though, man? How you feeling today? I know I just asked that, but
No, man, I feel good, man. Things are going, and it feels good for things to go and to feel like they not feel, but to be going in the right direction. Right. Just every aspect of my life, it's growth. Father, husband, entrepreneur, barber. I'm just growing in every area. Not to say that I'm not troubled, but I'm growing. You know what I mean?
So what more was your upbringing like till we get to that point? How did you lead up? What was your upbringing, and how did it lead you to eventually in this space that we're in? We're in the barbershop right now. Y'all see the art in the back, everything, an establishment. Got to support our black men with in business. But
yes, sir.
How did you get to this point? With everything. But again, I'm sorry, y'all. But again, just the leading up to it, the story behind Derrick Brown.
It's from West Oak Lane, Mountain area. Born and raised Philly, Uptown. If you're from Uptown, I probably know you in some type of way. I'm a barber. I worked in the medical field, a couple of different places, so I probably know.
Yeah, I didn't see. Look, I didn't know that. I didn't know that about you because obviously, when I met you, the shop was in Northeast. Yeah. So I didn't know the West, but now that make more sense of the connection, how I found out about you and who I found. So I'm like, oh, you saying Uptown? I'm oh, okay, that make more sense. But so and I didn't know you were in the medical field first. What was that, and then just changing up to get to this place?
I was in the medical field for 10 years, Bryn Mawr Hospital, and you were allowed to work within the mainline health system. So I would work at Bryn Mawr. Was at Lincoln Hall. Yeah, it's been a minute. Couple other hospitals affiliated, you were allowed to pick up time and work extra hours and all that. So I met a lot of people in that time, but just got to a point where I just couldn't be an employee anymore. But I just felt respectfully to anyone that has a 9-to-5, but I just felt like I was worth more than how I was being treated. And corporations run how they rate, right? It's up to you to decide whether you could cope with that.
Was it always that? Because a lot of times, and I relate to that too. The fact of You know, like I'm one of them people. I don't like being micromanaged. Like I can't stand it on any level. I'm telling you, like I get mad when my cat is meowing at me like for food, and I'm like, yo, you got food in your bowl. Like I'm like, I don't like it. It can be tight, but but yeah, like just the micromanaging. I always been like that since a teen as well. Like yo, I just want my own because I watch family members work so hard. It's still like, even if it was beneficial, but it's like you missed out on the relationships a certain way and everything. Like, so what made you have that mindset? Like just working in that, like, was it always in you? But you know, we just get jobs to pay some bills and get started on life.
Well, I mean, I was blessed with a skill set to cut hair. It always came to me naturally. Like I was like, I think I had like as a kid, I had what was it, my buddy?
I think
My buddy
with the
I had a black mom, right? So he had like a little curly fro or whatever. And I remember
I think I remember
trying to give him a fade.
I think I remember he may be showing his age a little bit, but like I was like,
I'm definitely sure.
but I was like, I think I.
But that's where the
vaguely remember.
That's where the Chucky story was kind of, I feel like it was an influence. Like the good guy dial, like that was the my buddy dial. And
all right, I may not remember. I may not remember, but I'm like
the nigga show by age of the yeah, so like that was, you know, that was something I was blessed with. So I kind of always had that in the tuck, like to fall back on. You know, I always was cutting on the side, and I went to school for it. So, you know, I would say like that made it easier to step out and be an entrepreneur. But that took for me to like take that chance to just take it serious. I'm like, I got to a point, I'm like, you know, I was like at a crossroads. I'm like, I'm not happy. Life just like I just feel like I need more. I needed more, and I'm like, this is not it for me. I'm like, I never really took the time to really take the barbering serious. Like I was good at it, cut my friends, but I'm like, let me try. Let me see if I could like really make this happen now. Let me put my all into it. And I started building clientele. Social media allowed, you know, when I first started years ago, like it wasn't no social media. Everything was word of mouth. So it was like it was pretty hard to build.
Was that long ago?
It was that long. I'm talking 2000.
Oh yeah.
I'm in a new barber in the shop, bro. Like,
oh okay.
Talk about.
Cause I definitely found out from Instagram for me. So I'm like, so you're saying before that? I'm like, dang.
Bro, it's social media it's a gift. It could be a gift. It could be a curse. Mm-hmm. It's been a gift for me for the most part because it allowed me to be able to become an entrepreneur and pay my own bills for my own work. Like I'm not on somebody else's clock.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like the value in that is just like there's no price on that.
Right. So with what you said a couple minutes ago, because for our audience, and you know, we're all about like growth and you know taking a chance, and like you said, you had that thought like just to take a chance on what you, I would say, love to do. Like you would say you love before at the time, like you loved doing it before you actually went full fledged with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I'm a be vulnerable. I wasn't proud of it because we conditioned, you know, especially my generation, it was like college,
right?
College or else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, for my parents, like a lot of them worked in like factories and had trades, but like now it's coming back around today. But my generation was like college, push college. So I tried college, it wasn't for me. But I still had that kind of like mindset where like, let me get something like corporate or something. Like it just, and I just fell in a lot of places that just wasn't for me. And it just, every single, bro, when I say every single job I had, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I was miserable.
Yeah, and I felt the same way. And then especially when you got people that support the other thing besides like I know like in your time, because in my time still too it was the college and everything. That's all you see. Oh, make sure you get good grades. Like, and then not necessarily in my household, but just in like, you know, when you're at school period, like, oh, we getting you ready for college. Like, you gotta get ready for college. You gotta prepare for college. And then now, but it was like the year
Felt like a loser if you didn't accomplish it.
Mhm.
You know?
Yep. And then like, and I'm one of the people too. Like, I tried multiple times, and it was just like again. I'm like, for one, I'm a hands-on person. Like, I'm one of those like, so I can see like trades and things. They work more for me, but just like, you know, the book work of everything. And it's not that I couldn't do it. It was just like, I understand now. If you're not interested in something, for me personally, it's hard for me to stick with it if I'm not. Like, I'm like, how am I going to have a focus and then like everything else is going to be on my mind? Like, think about it. So, and what was that moment like, that real feeling like when you felt like you wanted to take a shot and take a chance on that and going against what you were taught and what you were told to do?
It was October 2015.
Okay, so really not that long ago. Mm-hmm. 9 years ago?
Yeah, 9 years ago. So I got to and I don't recommend anybody to like allow yourself to get to this point where you're like so fed up that you just can't take a second more. Cause like, if you don't have a backup plan, then like you're literally will drive yourself crazy.
Right.
It's like, you know, you can only take but so much.
Right.
So like, that's how a lot of times people just end up, you know, homeless or something, because they were going through something and they just like let go, right, of their life, and next thing you know, you on the street.
And do you think it's more of they wanted to take a shot, they tried to take a shot and they gave up?
I mean, for some, but excuse me, sometimes life will just, you know, it'll be tough, and like you check out depending on the type of does your support system, like, determines whether you can just, you know, fall off. It's hard to get back on.
Right. And not to cut you off, and like y'all seen like the last episode, my first episode back, and I was saying that about myself, like earlier in this year, like when I took the hiatus, I was struggling with if I even wanted to continue doing this. If this is something I even wanted to still do, because of, you know, just the personal, what was going on in my personal life. Like, man, but in my personal life as well, though, I had the support where everybody's like, yo, nah, that, like, you good at, like, go do it. And then like, and that's why I thank everybody again for the support, even from the first episode back. We getting shown a lot of love on that, like people were happy to see. So, and I think that's, of course, what I like to bring on, why I wanted to bring him on, tell the story and everything, like, because I wanted you to, well, can you go into if there was any struggles you had? Like, did you doubt yourself at any point?
At first, I was wondering. I'm like, damn, bro, like what happened? I know he wanted to do the interview, the podcast, but like, man, that's good that you took the time into yourself to, you know, that you need it, like, and you got to do that.
Right.
You got to love yourself enough to do that.
And I'm gonna
respect that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get to it, like why I say, like, in the beginning, like how you helped me through that in a lot of ways that you may not know. But just back to the other question, like, are there any times like you felt like you just wanted to give up, or the struggles of trying to do it, and then like eventually like you got to this point though? Like,
yeah, man, it's scary, because like, again, you conditioned to, you know, go to school, get a job, and, you know, stay on that job as long as you can, or just, you know, find that career that you can stick with and ride to the sunset, like, or until you retire. So just going against the grain of that type of mindset, you know, that's what you come from. Your parents, you know, were that way, their parents, and most of your friends and family. It's scary, bro. So there was definitely times like, what am I doing? Like, I make the right decision. Like, I don't want to take too much time. Like if this barber thing don't pop, like, you know, that I can still go back and get a job, because if it take too long, like you like, well, what is this gap? It's these employment gaps. Right. We talk about fear. There was definitely times where I questioned, was I making the right decision? But I stuck through with it, and you know, just a lot of growth, and going to therapy can help you be better in every aspect of your life.
So what does it do for you? It's funny because it said on your shirt that says legacy, and I was like thinking that, I was like, okay, it's like, because now you're a father now too, you're a husband. So
Excuse me.
how do you think that, or what does legacy look like to you? Like, what does your legacy look like to you first?
Just a guy who, you know, leave my mark on a positive mark on people, and an honorable person, you know, takes care of my family, and really probably somebody that'll be the first person to you know, just change some of the unfortunate ways in our community. You know what I mean? They be because you know, we come from some rough beginnings, and so it's tough trying to do something that you never seen.
Right.
That's where I think my legacy will be. All said and done.
And I think you've already done that, because of what you saying, like the background you come from, what you were told, but now what you can tell your son, and how you can tell him, like when he, especially like, you know, by the time they grown, it's gonna be a completely different world again.
I can't. You know, if he's, you know, if he takes a liking to how I'm grooming him, I don't think he'll ever like work for anybody.
Right. And I don't see nothing wrong with that, especially because now you're showing the way. You're showing like, hey, like, so like I said, so you're gonna be telling him differently. You probably already do from what you were told. And like I said, it's already a different world from then. So so now it's really one of those, now he can say like, yo, my dad owns a shop. I can go to my dad's shop. Even if I wanted to learn how to cut hair, I know I can get right there. I know I have somebody to teach me, like anything, like just to let it. Or even if it's like, I want to take it over one day, expand and everything. And that's why I felt like it was important to bring you on, because watching like how it grew from like where I was getting my hair cut first to you're like, yo, this time back at like, well, you was like in April, like talk about like recent, in the past. And you were like, yo, come April, I'm going to be at the shop. Here's the location and all that. And I'm like, oh, man, that's what's up. And it's just like, so I was able to see that growth, even like, and then now it's like, and you were big on the, you never took a walk in.
No, I didn't, bro. It's wild. Like people when I say that, they be like, what? You never took a walk? I'm like, no. Yo, I'm sorry. I gotta take a second. This weather, man. This weather, it'd be 80 one day, 50 the next.
Nah, for real.
Oh no,
Today it's cold and raining.
Like a short set or a hoodie.
Yep.
Like, but what's the question?
Damn, what did I just ask? Core, what I just asked? I forgot what did it. Because I was like, let me get something to drink. Well, it was more of the what did I just say? I think of it, but just still with what your son and the legacy. What is the balance? Do you find a balance in that? Because I think that's one of the toughest things I think that I'm learning right now is trying to balance, like, you know, trying to find success in something, but you have a family.
Man, that is one of the toughest things, bro. Like balance, because ideally, you want everything to be, you want every area in your life to thrive, and realistically, it just doesn't happen. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like if you're married, you want your marriage to, you want to be happy, you want to be thriving in every area of your marriage.
Right.
As a parent, you want to be thriving in, in that area. And then with business or just with work, you want to be thriving, meeting those, standards. And it's just like, and I think it's very hard for all of them to thrive at the same time.
When all three are like are a must. And I feel like that's because then you still want to give them the life, but it's like going back to what I said. Like when I watch like the people I like that I was raised by work very hard, where then you had to miss out on a relationship, and I feel like that's the battle that I have so much. Like, yo, I know I can go out there and get it. However, I don't want to lose my family or just miss out on too much. And I think now listening to like when I hear like Brown, when I watch him with Bronny and what he said, like that's why it was so important for him to give him a court winner, because it's like, yo, I had to miss out on so much with you, but now that we can do this together because I gave a lot to the game, and us as fans, we appreciate that, because I'm like, yo, we were just saying, he's still dropping triple doubles, dropping 25 points. Like, man, that man is the GOAT. But I feel like that's one of the things, like when knowing you, I'm like, dang, I would want to ask him that, because this is somebody like, I can reach, and what is that on the ground level, what that's like, because like I said, I feel like that's one of the battles that I battle with very hard. Like, man, like my family needs me, and I still need them because they help keep like, that solidarity. But right, exactly. So but what are some things you will want to tell your son, or what are some things you already tell him now, even though he's very young, like, but about going about a path of what he wants to do?
I be really like having like real conversation, and I'm like, I'm not even sure if it's like registered sometimes, but I think he could definitely feel the energy, whether he like really understands all the words that I'm saying. Like he could feel the energy, and I just talk to him. If I see him doing something, like instead of like popping him, and it's just like that's just gonna make him like, I don't know. I'll just like Simon, come here, come on, let's talk. What's wrong? And then sometimes he'll just be like, I don't know, Daddy, I'm tired. Like, and give me a hug. Like, so like I just go a different way about it, y'all, because it's like he's a kid. Like if he don't understand a lot. His brain is 36 months old.
Like, just can't expect him to like the kid.
Yeah, like the expectation is like treat him like what he is. He's a kid, so you gotta handle him with care, even if he's doing something that's considered, to be bad. You know what I mean? Like it's like he doesn't know that. Yeah. He just he is experiencing and trying stuff.
Yeah, I don't mean to get all.
I know I'm wrong.
No. That's what we're here for. Because like, we here to help people, like just because that might have helped somebody, like where it's like that might have been their solution. Oh man, like just pop, and I'm like, yo, that's
always respond well to that.
Yeah,
they'll pop you back. Cause like I be teaching him how to defend himself. Right. And then I'm teaching him how to do that. So like then when I'm telling him stop it, like I'm like, hey, stop it, and he'll no, Dad, like he'll square up, and I'm like, well, I taught him how to defend himself. So he's 3. Yeah. So he don't know really when it's appropriate to do it. Like he don't know. Well, I don't square up with Daddy. Like square up with anybody. They'll put their hands on you, like
But I get that, because I tell my daughter, and my daughter's only 4, and I tell her the same thing. Well, not like with the hitting her on, I don't hit her, but it's one of those things of, hey, don't let nobody disrespect you. I don't care if it's me. If I disrespect you, you let me know that I did, and I'll correct myself. But don't let nobody, I don't care who it is, disrespect you, because you have the right to not. You don't got to give the person respect that disrespects you. And I'm like that. And then going to the pep talk. This happened just yesterday when she was at dance practice, and like, you know, it was picture day for dance, and she's, you know, because she doesn't have any siblings yet, she's like, you know, so what other little girls may do, she may want to do. So, but when it was time to dance, like in between, and she just stood there because one of the other young girls was like, she didn't want to dance, so she sat with her mom. But my daughter's standing in line with the other dancers, like, and they're dancing, and she's just standing there. So I'm like, I'm like, so when she looking back, I'm like, dance, like, and then when it was done, she started walking because I think she felt like I was bothered. So when she started like getting emotional, I'm just like, hey, but again, I had to realize don't be critical. I'm literally telling myself as well, don't be critical, because you can break her down even more if you do. So like, especially because she's a child and a female, so it's even more like. So I'm like, baby, what's wrong? I just want to play. Baby, we're not here for that. You got to dance. But then I had to throw the confidence back in her, like, oh, hey, you know you're the best dancer. You know you can dance. You know how to do this. So when it's time to dance, I want to see you dance and show that you're the best one. So next time when it's time to, you get up there and do that, because she got a recital coming up too. So I'm like, no, I want you, because I think this could become something, because we cultivated it so early. Like I see you with just like getting them on the court already and everything. Like, what I'm gonna do to when I have a son, so he can cook his uncle over there. Like,
bro, that's so dope that you install that confidence in her, because that's needed. Is when she get grown, she won't yearn for that from whatever.
Oh, exactly. That was my plan.
Because, you know, that's a whole conversation for a different.
Yep.
Like women, you know, don't get that. They you know, they yearn for that from men, and it can become a mess. But I ain't gonna get into that.
Right.
But yeah, man, they are mirrors of us. Our children are mirrors of us. And why would they not be? Like, they're from us.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, what you see your child doing, that's you.
And I talked about it on the show plenty of times. Like, when I grew up without that lack of confidence, because it was I'm just being transparent, like, just too much criticism and not enough encouragement. So, but I do still thank my mother personally, because she always believed in what I wanted to do, and she always like invested in what I wanted to do and everything like that. So people are supportive of that. What about marriage? Like, and your wife, like, getting to this place, like, I'm pretty sure you were. I know you were barbering before that.
Mm-hmm.
But what about like just taking a chance like this, to taking a chance on the shop and everything?
You're saying, so how she felt about it?
Well, yeah, because we kind of, when I was talking about the balance, we were talking about, like, I brought up the children, but what about like in marriage too? Because that's something else that we relate as well.
My wife's super supportive, guys. Like, she treats my business like as if it's hers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely I'm blessed to have a partner that's, you know, that my wife is a schwang.
Damn, that boy lost some words. Got it all some words over here.
Bro, like, she's an amazing person, bro. She be holding her brother down, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, for real. But yeah, she's supportive, so that makes it easier. You know, like, because, you know, the barber is some long hours, bro. So she be holding home down, and she's supportive. You know what I mean? Like, she let me go make the bread, and I still hold her. Oh, I apologize.
And it's also one of those. It's also one of them days. It's also one of the days, because I thanked my wife earlier with the same thing. I'm like, man, like, if it wasn't for like her and my mom like being supportive of me, I was like, yo, sometimes because this is like, you know, you got a household, you got like you build a family with this person, so their opinion, I always say like their opinion can sway us like completely. Like imagine if she wasn't supportive and you didn't like, because then it could have had you back in corporate and all that. But when it's like no, go because I believe in you, and sometimes that's really all it is, all you need.
That could determine the outcome of your future.
Yep.
You got to choose the right partner for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You hear that, Cor?
You got to choose the right person that's for you. Because like you said, if she wasn't supportive, like, yo, like this, we need more. Like, all right, let me go get a job. Yo, bro, you said they hired? Like, now, you know what I mean? Now I'm miserable, but supposedly, I guess, more stable when you really not. Like, you just...
Because now you all over the place. Like,
yeah, so support matters.
And it's still like, with like how you just said, you'll be going back to that. But then that's still gonna, the time is still cut. Like, it's just still good. And now you gotta be on somebody else's time. See, like he gives himself 3 days of the shop closed. So I'm like, but that's what it's about to me. Like, yo, he can make that decision. So that's like,
and that's not enough. This 3 days it's not enough. You know, it's not enough because, you know what I mean? It's like my wife will have deal with my son pretty much the 4 days that I'm here. Yeah. So those 3 days that I'm off, like I'll have them one full day. We'll do like a family day. Like I'm off Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So Sunday we'll do family day, do something together or whatever, and just kick it in the crib together. Monday,
we on the court.
we on the court in the morning. Yeah. And I go run whatever errands I need to do for the household or myself.
Right.
And then it's like, it's a handoff. Like, all right, then I'll take over my son, get him in the afternoon, evening, so she can go, you know, do her, we'll work on her business. And then Tuesday, I'll give her that full day because then Wednesday, I'm back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know, so and then it's like, it's pretty much her with him most of that time.
In daycare?
Oh man, we did not do daycare.
I'm with you because because I saw work from my nephews. Like when my nephew was started, he was with me a lot, like in the morning, so my sister could work. This is where I was still living at home, so I was a teenager still, like. But and I was fresh out of high school, so I would help out, like, you know, because the stuff you see on the news, sometimes people children, I'm like, yo, that's a homicide case. Like it was like it's a homicide case.
Bro, I can't take that chance with my child. Yeah. So and then for the care, I'm not saying, you know, I'm sure there's like great, excellent daycares out there, but the amount that you pay for the care that you get is like.
It's still for them not to really, at the end of the day, they're not going to care for your child the way you would care, that you care for.
So we've been fortunate enough, you know, for me to be able to like, you know, take on, you know, work and she, you know, live, you know, the house down to teach him and take him to the library. And then she has a couple other kids or whatever, and they homeschool or whatever, or they, you know what I mean, do educational trips and stuff. So we've been homeschooling, you know, until, you know, if we find a situation that we are comfortable with, we'll see what that's about. But for now, it's been, you know, his parents.
Yeah.
And he goes to like, there's a daycare at the YMCA, so she'll go there, like work out. And he'll be in there for like 3-4 hours. Yeah. So he gets hands-on stuff with the kids in there.
Yeah. And
but like that's all you really need at that age.
Yeah.
And the kid and the school held in for like 8 hours.
Yeah. Well, my daughter, my daughter is she in preschool right now, so that made it a little easier. But like after seeing with my nephews, it was the same thing. I'm like, yo. And I think that creates a much stronger foundation for your family too. Sometimes, like with like where y'all our reason.
got a strong bond, like as a unit. Like we really, we're all close.
Yep.
Like me, he's closer to my wife because he's with her, but like me and him are close as well, and me and my wife, we all close. So like, it's a strong bond between the three of us.
So how would you explain? Because this is something like, a lot of these other podcasters, they ain't talking about, and like the real thing about that with that foundation and how we run our household, like how important is leading and leading the right way.
Woo!
Because it's an everyday learning experience too.
That's it. A lot of us, and I just got to be honest, man.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, there's a lot of men, and I can only speak for our community. That's what I grew up in. It's a lot of us that had to learn how to be men on the job, like,
right?
As a man, like, you know what I mean? Because it's not normal for men. In my personal opinion, like, it's not a lot of young black men that have like positive representation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of us don't have dads in the household, and then some of our dads, some of us that do have dads in our households, like, they were, taught to be a certain way, and you just, they don't know how to like give a lot emotionally.
Yeah.
And it's no knock on them, because like a lot of our fathers had given what they know how to give.
The best they knew how to do.
The best that they knew how to do, yeah. But at the end of the day, you need more. And I think that's crippled a lot of black men.
Yeah. It's especially because what the society, like you said, and we're just speaking for like us, like our people, is it's like, because definitely like the more the men stopped being in the household and the women started having to take the lead, I think that's super what affected it. And I feel like
asking.
Right. And I feel like in our case, because we still go by the traditional way, like, okay, so that's why you're okay. Like, I understand, like, you still got to bust your ass out here, and like, to be like, for, like I said, the balance of having a shop and a family, but it's still like but you're still a man, and I know you don't work off emotion. Like, I'm around you and stuff like that, so you don't work off emotion. So I'm like, okay, it's like, because that's one of the things I learned as like from a young man to like and having a family. Like, yo, you can't operate as like a woman, because then if you're going back and forth, it's gonna be like two women living together. But when you're a man and you're taking the chance to lead, that's being okay with saying, okay, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna make sure things are taken care of. You hold it down here. Again, like when people are saying, what do you bring to the table? It's like, bro, did you provide the table yet? Like, like the old saying of she makes the house a home. Like, but bro, you gotta provide the house. Like, if you provide the house, she'll make it a home. And like, even how you're saying, like, yo, because you're getting out here working, yeah, you may be saying, but I still see like you being with your son. You're still with your son enough, and you're active with him, because it ain't like you're just sitting around passing. Like, I see you working on his jumper, you taking him to do activities, so that's the stuff he's gonna keep remembering. So, and that's why I'm like, but when she's holding down at home doing the right thing, but you're making sure your house is there, like things are provided for, and I say that's what makes it easier. And then I see like kind of where you were saying with women, but that's why I'm like, if you're in a position, if you're doing the things the right way, then it's like, yo, okay, women, but don't hound this too much, because we are dealing with a lot still. So us holding it down is just like, yo, you hold it down in that way while I hold it down on this way, because then if you start giving me all the other problems, then now I'm gonna go haywire, and now I'm gonna give you the problems. And that's one of the things I've learned just coming, because I was like, the better I got with leading and just taking, okay, I'll put it like this. This is how I always say it. For the whole society, we're always talking about men are saying what women should do, women are saying what men should do. Now, if men focus on what men should do and women focus on what women should do, everything will be fine. And that's how it works. And I know that's how it works in your house. That's how it works in my house. And I seen that's how it works. I said, yo, if I focus on being a better man and the man that I need to be for my family, then she'll fall in line. That's when the submissive things come in and all that. It's not like, yo, I just like you smack your woman and all that, because you know some of these young boys, they just think just because submission means she got to do everything you say. You tell her like get on your knees and scrub the floor. Like, nah, it's still a respect thing. It's still, you give love, you still give correction, and I think that's just with kids as well. It's like you give love, correction, guidance, but it's like that with your women. It's just like you said, we're just not as men taught that so much in our society, but that's what king status is for. We here to teach that, and that's why I say there's other men out here that think the same way. But and so right now, before we get to the end, but I wanted to bring up, like I said, like how you've been helping me when I said the aspect of getting back to who I was and who I am. And it's like, for one, it's like when the pandemic hit, you know, I was going to the uncle, cut my hair and all that. So it was just like but then like you brought me like finding you, because you cut another family member. So we found out about that. Like, for one, my wife was like, hey, you should go to his barber. I looked at it, I said, and I hit you right up like, yo, like I'm trying to get cut. So that took me back into the environment of like, you know, going back to the shop, just talking as much amongst men, because like I'm in the house with women and my pets. Like, so like, yeah, like my wife, my daughter, and my pets. So I'm like, yo, it's just like, so sometimes it's just easier. So when we've been here shooting the shit, looking at like the sports of the TV and all that, it's like, yo, sometimes it's good just to talk about like just men shit. But then it was the basketball aspect too, which is something I always did as a kid. And I was like, and I'm like, yo, that's one of the things that brought me back to, yo, you got to start doing things just to stay sane that you love to do. But what do you love to do? Go on the court. But then you were like, yo, we hoop on these days and on it. And I'm still like, if it one of the first times I was there, you say, yo, you hooping? Say, I ain't ready yet. Because I knew I wasn't.
Did you end up hooping that day?
No. I knew I wasn't in the shape. And I'm glad I had that wisdom, because if I'd have got on the court, because it's already like enough now, like, and I'm in shape. But then I was like, nah, when you said that, are you hooping? Not at all, bro. And that helped me a lot, because now, you know, I'm coming there with you like consistently, because it's like, yo, you're like, yo, we had these times and all that, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, cool. So that's one of the things, like, it really has helped me just feel like I got a piece of who I was before the family, before I became a grown man, like just to do something I love back. And then we have the same interests in a lot of ways, like, and the lifestyle where, like, you know, like we were just talking about family, like it's the same thing, like the mindset of, yo, of the wanting to be your own boss, like everything. And I felt like I was in a place of, I have to start being around people that have the life that I aspire to have. So it's not necessarily like, I'm of course not being a barber, but it's just like, man, he got his own establishment. He's a young black guy, and he's not like a square either. Like, so it's like all those aspects where it's like, because I said one of the reasons why I left Jersey and all that, I said, yo. And I just said this to my grandmother the other day. I said, nobody had a life that I wanted. What part of Jersey are you from? I'm from South Jersey. I'm from like the Atlantic County area. Like, I went to school and everything, made Atlanta. So like Pleasantville, I went to school in Pleasantville. Like, I grew up there, but I'd spend most of the time in Atlanta. And that's like 20 minutes outside Atlantic City. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, but like that whole like South Jersey area, like, so how you do? So, but
we didn't know that part of Jersey.
Yeah, so everything that's
and like you like right across the Ben Franklin.
Yeah, like, nah, some people, like, you know, cause that's like Camden under is like considered South Jersey, and so like, but I'm still like where I'm from is still like 40 minutes from Camden, so to speak, depending on how you drive, the way you take, like, but it could be like a 40 minutes or half 35, depending like so. But and I always had like a love for what I saw in Philly because I always say, yo, Philly breed hustlers, and that's just like so. But I thank you for that too, like for being inviting of that energy too.
Listen, bro, you one of the only few, like, shit, if there's even a few that have come, like, cause I have people that DM me all the time. You. These days, never come. Just keep been commenting for years, like, bro, come move, come work out, okay, like, you know what I mean, like, just come, like, it's an older crowd, like, everybody cool,
Right.
like, just come, see how you like it. Like, I'll never come, like, you the only few people that come, and now pretty much seem like you ready, you're a regular.
Yeah. Nah, I knew I was when it started being like, okay, now I'm knowing names and saying what's up to everybody when I walk in.
Right, it's a good group of guys.
Right. But speaking of being in shape and all that, like you starting your own YouTube channel.
Oh yeah. DB Fit over 40. Go like and subscribe. I'm just going to be sharing fitness tips and do an online fitness program, but more so tap into like the mental health part of becoming fit, because you do have to. I feel like you to sustain it over time, you got to be healthy mentally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So get therapy or just find. I'm big on therapy because I know it helped. It just gave me tools to work on myself with. Like it gave me a like I have the ability now to know to go back to that tool set and like, all right, let me get myself grounded, and then it's just consistent growth, and that's why a lot of people have trouble staying fit, because they just struggling in so many other areas of their life, mentally drained, and like you just can't, you fall off. So there's a big mental health part, and that has to do with fitness that I really want to tap into, and just I want to see everybody be your healthiest self, because if you're not healthy, then you're not gonna be around, and there's too many of us that just are suffering, are on medication and just like not living a quality life. You know what I mean? You could choose the quality of your life if you take care of yourself. So that's what I'm going to be pushing on my YouTube channel.
How has therapy helped you?
Man, it was big for me. It was hard. It was probably one of the hardest things to deal with, because you're just somebody that doesn't know you is just telling you about yourself, and you're sharing. You have, first of all, you have to be honest.
Yep.
You have, if you're not going to be honest with your therapist, you're not going to help yourself. You're just wasting your time. So if you just like not telling them the truth or like what of your story, if you just leaving pieces out because of shame, like it's not going to help you. So you just got to be honest. They're not there to judge you. Like, they're there to help you. So if you have the right therapist, it just gives you a reflection of your childhood, your experiences, and it just breaks it down, like, and it gives you a story of who you are and why you're this way, why you suffer here, because A, B, and C happen. Okay, think back on that, all right, forgive yourself because you you take like we take shame and we just like we store it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, oh, let me take this shame and put it back here.
Right.
Like we don't want to look at it. It's ugly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn sure don't
it's
wanna
ugly. Whether it's something that we did to somebody or something that happened to us, we try to just like, man, get it out of here. I don't want to, you know. And but then when someone says something that's reminds you of that shame, now you triggered.
Mm-hmm.
You snapping out like, damn, why he always snap when you say something about that? Like, that's why, because he experienced something traumatic and he can't deal with it. So now he gonna lash out whenever somebody remind him. It could be somebody else's situation and he'll just jump in it. He or she'll just jump in it acting crazy. You be like, what was that about?
Right.
He's triggered.
and I feel like it's something that obviously we miss a lot, and I'm glad it's starting to be cool to do. Like it's okay to do, because like my man Eddie said, he said, man, you're not crazy for going to get help. What's crazy is knowing you need help and you don't go get it. So when he said that, it changed my perspective a lot about that with anything. Like don't think you crazy, because we from that time where it's like, yo, you going to do that, like you can call like, yo, you
crazy,
yeah,
boy.
Like that's crazy to do.
Crazy bull.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and there's shame in that. Like,
right,
damn, I'm crazy. And like, no, you're not crazy. You a product of your environment.
Exactly.
You experienced something crazy and it's, you know, affected your mental status.
Right.
Like,
and sometimes
there's no shame in that. Like, what is it like? You the victim, you know, of a situation. Now, it's up to you going forward to help yourself so that you don't become a victim throughout your life. Mm-hmm. Because then the world don't really have no patience for that.
Nope.
Like if you just constantly playing the victim, and a lot of people do that because they got, can I curse?
Yeah.
They got shit. They got a bunch of shit that hasn't been dealt with, and then they just pour that. They just pour it on people.
They project,
They project, like, and then people start to just get to a point like, yo, I don't want to deal with her. I don't want to deal with bull.
Yeah,
because it's always that, you know.
And a lot
constantly
of us,
pouring shit on people.
Yeah. And a lot of us, we experience that from family members too. Like it's just like especially because, and then it's like when it's those type of people, we know you have an issue. It's like, yo, but I can't help you fix that. I could just tell you like, yo, but again, like, you know, we like everything is like you could talk to your homies, you could do all that, but you know, a professional. I saw the difference just even in marriage counsel, like just. I said, yo, just certain questions that get asked. I'm gonna just be transparent. One of my little homies, he was like, he was having arguments about like, cause he's planning on getting married, and him and his girl they argue about like, he went to public school, she want their son in private school, but I was like, yo, it was the same thing. My wife went to private school, I went to public school, but it was never an argument with me and her. It was just like, but as wisdom came and like, I'm like, yo, y'all having arguments about that? I say, and when I'm on the phone with him, I say, yo, let me ask you like this. What's the worst that can happen? Your son go to private school. He gonna get a good education? I said, bro, stop arguing about that. And he was like, dang, I ain't look at it like that. I said, and that's why y'all need couples therapy. That's why you need therapy. Because I said, you see how that one solution that I said, now imagine what a professional could do.
Put the kid in private school. Private school is better.
Yeah. And
I went to private school growing up. And then I went to public school. I should have stayed in private school.
My wife says that all the time.
I wanted to be cool. I didn't want to wear the uniform. So I begged my mom to take me out of private school. And she took me out, whatever. Like, because, you know, she was just, all right, I want to see you happy. You don't want to stay there. So, all right, you can go to public school. And, man.
Yeah, cause, and that's why I like
total difference, bro. Like, looking back on it now, I'm like, should have stayed in private school because it's just it's better education.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that smaller classroom, just better.
And that's why, and that's all I said. I'm like, bro, what's the worst that can happen? Your son gonna get a good education. Like I'm like, what? Like, come on, bro. Right. But I appreciate you for coming on. I'm definitely want to do this again.
sir.
Definitely want to tell them where they can find you.
D Breezy Cuts, with a Z on it. DBREEZYCUTZ. My website is dbcuts.com.
Cuts with a Z still.
Yeah. I think it does. This website is new, man. I forget sometimes.
Nah, I just had it up showing him, so that's
okay.
why I was like.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna still put the links in the bottom so y'all can click and
Book
get right
me.
to it.
I have an ebook in my bio, so you go to my bio. If you're an up and coming barber and you just need some positive, positive energy and just trying to figure out how to navigate, like check my ebook out. What else I got? My YouTube channel, DB Fit Over 40. I believe that's it.
So y'all ain't got no excuses. Y'all can follow like because I see his workouts too, and he one of them people because I did the research too. Like I did the research. I said, what average of American men can do like 10 pull-ups straight? And I think it said like 32%. And I was like,
crazy.
so of course that's what I'm like, all right, I'm in that 32%, but he also is too. Like, so he definitely calisthenics.
Do your
So
push-ups, sit-ups, all of that, dips, all of that. Do that. You gotta do it, bro.
but I thank you for tuning. I thank y'all for tuning in. I thank you for coming on the show, bro.
Sure,
and we're definitely gonna do this again, probably soon too.
Definitely do this again.
But I appreciate y'all for tuning in. King Status Podcast. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And remember, nobody can fit the crown that's meant for you. I'm Mr. Morty King. We out.